I now get to introduce Kai. There you are. Kai Miethig from Germany and currently living in Bahrain. Is that correct? Kai is an architect and project manager, Wastrepreneur, and founder of Waste, speaker and coach. Kai is a flexible project manager and team worker leader with social competence and fast understanding of challenges and problems, active decider with structured actions, educated and certified in Germany as a lecturer and architectural diploma with positive attitude to develop solutions for solving problems and overcoming challenges. Kai was also the representative architect design and project manager for GCC of Tilke and Partners, the design company for Formula One in Bahrain and in UAE. He is an active member of Social Media Club Bahrain and founding member of the Bahraini German Cultural Association, as well as of the Dubai amateur soccer team, Safa FC. Kai is disrupting the traditional architectural engineering processes and implementing waste management technologies in an early stage. Welcome, Kai. We are looking forward to hearing what you can share with us today.
First of all, thank you very much for having me. It's a lovely introduction and amazing ladies. We were talking before me, and thanks to Amina for bringing all of us together. So I'm really, really impressed by the different kind of topics, and I think there will be two more coming. So from my perspective, when she asked me to talk about the environment, I feel that as an architect, we are actually building surroundings for the humans. And the case is that, unfortunately, the humans, we are the only species who are creating the waste. From the day actually we are born till we somehow pass away and go back to Mother Earth. So the issue is that we as a human, we are our whole life consistency surrounded or producing the waste. But on the other hand, we don't have really a kind of education on how to deal with waste and how to treat this valuable resource material within processing of any kind of production of products. So the thing is, for us, we need to learn more about the environment and why it's so important on the protection, and on the other hand, how to deal with the waste which we are producing on a daily basis. On this matter, last year, in cooperation with the chain of supermarkets here in Bahrain, I developed a training program on environmental awareness, which actually is focusing on three compartments, which is one, to give the people a knowledge, a general knowledge on waste, on what we are dealing on a daily basis with the waste packing, the plastic packing, the aluminium, and other kind of wrappings, which we can easily, let's say, reduce, and then obviously as well segregate in a later stage for the recycling purpose. The second part would be then how to communicate the things which you can change, how to provide people as well the solution, because a lot of the time we have only a small step to do, but the people who are willing to do something, they sometimes don't know where to start and what to do, and specifically how to go in the right direction. So the people in general, they need guidance rather than instruction, because they have a lot of ideas, but they don't know really how to implement it. And the third part of the program is literally how to change or how to put these things into place with the right wording as well. A lot of people, they come to me, oh, Guy, we're doing recycling at home. I said, oh, very good. So you have a recycling plant at home? And they said, no, 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 but we have a carton and boxes to segregate, which is an important part of the whole circular economy. Nevertheless, the people need to use the right wording in order to really comprehend and achieve certain goals what they are setting in their mind. So this is a part where I need to build up actually on the part of architecture, because when we have architects, we are a lot of time focusing on design. Specifically here in the region, we have architectural design, then it goes to the building permission, and afterwards the execution is up to the civil engineers, and the drawings of the shop drawings are produced by the contractors, who then do actually the execution, and the civil engineers the site supervision, rather than the architect, like in Germany, for example, being involved in the design from the beginning, from the first line, concept design till handing over the key. And what I'm always missing, even in different parts of the world, that the focus is rather on the design than on the operation. Like, for example, we're building or we're designing a kitchen for 10, 15,000 BD, but then you have a 2, 3 BD waste bin, rather than having an integrated waste segregation system within the premises, within the flats, within the buildings. And this obviously, what Anna mentioned, it goes beyond this one when it comes to urban planning. A lot of urban planning, there is not really the waste processing into place. We know, okay, we're producing waste, but where is the processes, where is the structure to, first of all, reduce the waste, and second of all, then to have the waste properly segregated in order to re-evaluate it, to recycle it, to compost it, what she mentioned in her Qatar university. These are all aspects which need to be as well implemented in the curriculum, specifically now in architecture, but nevertheless as well in the curriculum of the students, in the kindergarten, in the schools, in universities, and moreover as well into different kind of companies. Because a lot of times, as mentioned, there's policies in place, but the people don't know how to interact with the policies. So they don't know what to do. We have here as well certain campaigns, our city should become greener, or the country should become greener. Of course, this is the aim, but how to achieve these different kind of steps and how to achieve these different kind of goals, the people need to know and need guidance. As I said, they have ideas into place, but we need to help them to realize these kind of ideas and put them into the right direction. As a sample here, they brought in waste bins, new waste bins, but I'm not a friend of waste bins actually, because the more waste bins you put outside, the people will create more waste. So I made a proposal for a popular beach here in Bahrain, which we will discuss hopefully this or next week then, where there will be no bins on the beach. And the people are quite surprised, how like this? But the thing is, okay, whatever we as human bring to the beach, after we use, we do barbecue, we drink and eat and these things, we can take all this stuff back. So we don't need to immediately dispose it on the place where we use it. Because the weight which we bring to the beach, obviously with the full food containers and full water bottles, becomes literally empty once we finish our barbecue, and then we can take everything back. So literally in public places, we actually don't need any kind of waste bin, which is saving at the end as well money for the government. And this is also a crucial aspect. Environment or environmental friendly technologies doesn't mean mandatory you spend a hell out of money. At the end, if it's properly implemented in the right circular economy, it will save you money. And these are certain aspects which need to be known for the people in place who are in the responsible positions to take decisions. If these people are not really aware, then a lot of things, a lot of initiatives are actually dried out even before the seeds are grown. So it will take some time. And on the other hand, we need to have this public awareness rather than having only technologies, having only facilities there. Because even if facilities are in place, like different kind of collection bins, the people sometimes don't know what to do with it. Sometimes they throw different kind of stuff in the segregation bins. In the aluminum container, you find a lot of paper or plastic or whatever. The people don't even know which kind of different plastic need to be collected. So a lot of things starts actually from the beginning with the education and the awareness, and of course the convenience of using these kind of facilities. If I don't have a proper facilities in my area, I will not even think about how to start, because I need to monitor and make sure that the full cycle is actually as well working. If there is a gap in the circular economy, then obviously what happened, it will become again a linear economy, and which is actually not good for nature and for the humans. And when the queen from Africa was telling about the surrounding with nature, she was mentioning that nature is actually giving us all the resources which we need for living. You know, so we need actually to preserve our resources rather than destroying it on a daily basis, what we are seeing now through social media and these things. So a key aspect is really to take care of the nature as our own mother. And this is what I'm trying to sometimes convince people to tell them, okay, you should treat Mother Earth like your own mother. You know, once you treat your Earth in a bad manner, and specifically, let's talk about the region here, you can really comprehend them and see you want the Earth to breathe, you want the Earth to live, you want the nature to live. Same what you want definitely for your mom. You want them to stay alive as long as possible, and rather than cutting down things. And these kind of various things need really, really to be deeply implemented in the education system in the first place. And when I mean education system, I'm not talking only about the schools and these things, what mentioned earlier, the young people, because the young generation, of course, they are more receptive for different kind of knowledge. But what is the point of having, let's say, 30 or 40% of a population smart and knowledgeable about waste management, environment, awareness, and these things, and mindful. And then you have got the 50% of, let's say, the older generation who are then destroying it, because they are somewhat the decision makers who are having the power to change policies, to change communities within certain rules and regulations, which is also a part of it. And everybody actually knows the kind of triangle which is for the recycling, the 3 green arrows. And I feel it should be, first of all, education is one part. Then we need to have facilities and technologies in place. And of course, policies with incentives and punishments in order to really streamline the full circular economy. Because without this circular economy, if there's a gap, there's a leakage, and the leakage will lead, obviously, to destruction. And this is a very mandatory that we really, at the first place, focusing on the education. You can have the best technology. If the people don't know how to use it, then it's worthless. Because we get the request in the past to build as well a hospital in Congo, actually in Democratic Republic of Congo, and they want to have a VVIP hospital. We said, listen, we need to downscale it on a certain level that even you can maintain it, because if you have a specific handle for the operation theater and it will break and nobody can fix it, the whole hospital becomes obsolete. So we need to implement technologies based on the level of society, of the capability of the knowledge of society. And when we built here as the sample in 2004, the Formula One racetrack in Bahrain, nobody else, because Bahrain was a lead country in the region for having sports Formula One here in the Middle East, nobody know how to maintain, how to operate, and how to facilitate a Formula One racetrack. So our company, they took over 3 years the role of maintaining, operating, and at the same time, the Bahrain International Circuit, they were hiring Bahraini people, so they will get trained under us. So we had a knowledge transfer, which is very important. And after a certain period of time, after the 3 years, what happened is they took over the whole facility and were running it by themselves. So the next step was in 2009, when we built the Formula One in Abu Dhabi, and 2011 in Baku in Azerbaijan, the Emirati people, they came to Bahrain and get trained by Bahraini people. And the Bahraini people fly over to Abu Dhabi to train them. And same happened in Baku, where the Baku people, they came to Bahrain and they get trained then afterwards again in Baku by Bahraini people. So it was a possibility that to transfer the knowledge, to enhance the education, to enhance the knowledge within the region here, so they benefiting from it afterwards. And this is such an important aspect, that you transfer knowledge in order to get everyone step by step involved. Nothing can be done by itself or by one alone. The biggest task is actually together we can make this kind of big difference step by step in educating and people and exchange of knowledge. Once we exchange the knowledge, we can step by step improve whatever we can gain from it, from different kind of cultures, different kind of countries, different kind of habits, different kind of societies, and then evolve more and more. So there is a broad base. When the people directly see the environment, okay, we need to protect it because this is our base of living. And for this, I will just like to mention a kind of new project, what is hopefully happening the next year from our side or from my side. In 2017, we showed here the movie A Plastic Ocean. And obviously, the world is not only about the ocean. Of course, it's mandatory because ocean is life, water is life. But specifically, we have as well a land area, and we have an area here in the Middle East specifically, which is desert. So we are planning to do a documentary which is called A Plastic Desert, which should be happening then hopefully next year. I'm in touch with different kind of movie entities. So hopefully this project will be moving forward and then help as well to raise the awareness on the importance of a clean environment, even within the deserted area, which we have here in the region. So this is right now all from my side. I thank again for the honor to being here in this panel, and I'm hoping that we get even more and more knowledge from each other and exchange and bring capacity to different kind of countries and areas. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very, very much, Kai. You bring a great perspective to this situation. Thank you for sharing that with us.